Right. Hello, Mr. Sal Spada. Smart is the latest buzz. So, can you tell me something about how IIoT is going to bring in the change in the industrial space?
Well, when you talk about smart, well, we usually refer to it, particularly in the industrial space, as the industrial IoT. And it means connecting machines, connecting people, and even connecting other systems together so that information can be shared. So, oh, thank you. Should I repeat?
You have to keep it closer.
Okay, I thought it was a good pickup. Okay, well, smart in terms of the industry means connecting equipment, technology, people to other systems that can start to provide more information or provide more insight into systems. And oftentimes we put the terminology industrial IoT around that particular term for smart. So, um, as far as where we see the industry going, it's a, it's an evolution in terms of the incorporating smart technologies, whether in the factory floor or even in smart cities, as we start to see this movement. But the movement on the factory floor means you have challenges to create smart because you have older equipment and new equipment, and how do you actually make that transformation? Can often be take quite a bit of planning and preparation because we have to adapt equipment into the new genre of smart.
Right.
Okay.
Now, industrially speaking, let's talk about automotive, the oil and gas industry, and the chemical sector. Can you talk about some of the areas where digital technologies, IIoT, can make a real difference in the entire landscape?
Well, in terms of all these industries, there's one common thread, and I think the one common thread across industries is the issue of predictable predictive maintenance applications. We all have equipment, rotating equipment, conveyance, presses in the automotive industry, paint machines. Doesn't matter. There's always some characteristic of each of these machines which may cause a failure, and so premature failure is one of the biggest costs in industry. And so when we talk about incorporating smart, well, that means connecting systems to other systems which you can have analytics, artificial intelligence, tremendous technologies which can start to um, take insight out of this information and start to give uh, the operators of this equipment a visibility into when it may fail. And so what we're looking at is now we can use industrial IoT, smart equipment to start to, and incorporation analytics to start to plan for downtime because we will know in advance when equipment is going to fail prematurely. Okay? So a lot of companies are actually looking at this as a way to move from reactive maintenance applications to more proactive maintenance applications, and that's a tremendous movement in the market.
Now, in your talk, you said that 80% of the industries have incorporated digitization of some form, but less than 11% have received any kind of sustainable outcome out of it. How do you think, or what are the ways in which these roadblocks can be filled up?
Yeah, as we mentioned in the presentation as well today, the fact is most of these applications, when we talk about 80% of the companies, are now actually undergoing some sort of industrial digital transformation. And so what happens is they move towards selecting technology, thinking technology is the solution. But however, they haven't aligned the challenges they face in their organization with the actual selection of the technology. So, in effect, what you end up with is a solution that doesn't really match the problem. And so, what we're suggesting as a company is to step back a bit and analyze the potential business benefits, the cultural issues within your organization, and start to create a mapping of what type of solution or technology you might need to incorporate or to effectively achieve a solution that would be provide some return on your investment or sustainable benefits. So, like I say, a lot of people are embarking on this digital transformation, and they're going blindly. Selecting technology because for technology's sake, and that's the wrong move. So we are asking people to step back, plan a little bit, and map your business issues with your technology problems.
Now, all these years, let's say a decade back, 2010 to 2020, uh, everyone was hopping on to the digital transformation bandwagon. But the main challenge was technology acceptance. Now we have got it. Now, if we talk about 2020 to 2025, the speed will be much, much higher. So, what kind of integration, what level of integration are you foreseeing before you?
Well, right now, what we're seeing in terms of integration is kind of a multi-step process. When you think about a plant, people want to get connected. They want to push data into the cloud, for example, to do big data analysis. But what we're seeing is the first step, and where there's a lot of movement in the market, is starting to bring data to the edge. So it's actually not going to the cloud, but more and more uh, capable computing systems are moving to the edge, doing a lot of the analysis at the edge, and then bringing that compressed data up into the cloud. So this is becoming the first step, and there's a lot of excitement going on there. We see this. Take for example, and I've been watching this going on. I think we'll start to see this transformation happen very quickly. Is the you know taking things like deep learning algorithms, bringing them to the edge for vision analysis, particularly in discrete manufacturing, to improve the pick rate, for example, in robotics applications. I see this as a tremendous, this is going to move very rapidly into the market because these deep learning systems are optimizing the algorithms on the fly. And customers are going to benefit because they're going to have performance improvements, operational improvements, productivity value, and they're going to get more out of their equipment. So there's going to be a return on their investment. So the first step, I think, is at the edge, and then the next step is going to the cloud. Okay.
Is cybersecurity still the kind of threat that it used to be, or is there, advancements which is making industries, believe in the digital transformation?
Uh, well, as far as cybersecurity is, you'll once you relax, you've already got a threat. So I think it's an ongoing process. You'll never have to let it go. We don't envision a time when cybersecurity becomes that there's a turnkey solution for it. It's a continuous evolution in terms of deploying cyber secure solutions. And in fact, many companies are using learning systems to identify threats um, in their plants. But you'll never stop all the threats. And from what I have read and discussed with others, is that all you can do is minimize threats. There are always going to be threats, but never consider yourself fully secure.
My last question to you, how do you see India's rate of digital transformation in future?
Well, right now, with regard to India, I mean, I see some great technology companies here in India who have vision, and they have, the vision of what a digital transformation really means. I just met with a company this week. I believe it was actually L&T. Now they have an evaluation process which is very interesting um, to assist customers in evaluating their need for the digital transformation. So they walk them through the almost a technology assessment, an evaluation of their needs. So I think what I see just from speaking to these types of companies, and that you have some great um, technology companies in India that will facilitate this digital transformation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sal Spada. Thank you so much. Yeah.